In 2025, we can't wait on our family, our friends, or our boyfriends to do it. We can't wait on nobody else to celebrate us. Hey YouTube, welcome and welcome back to my channel. So as y'all can see by the title, today's video is about how to actually date yourself, okay? And in honor of Valentine's Day, which is today, I'm sure you're gonna see this after Valentine's Day, but happy Valentine's Day to everybody anyways, okay? I'm so excited to make this video because I'm really passionate about the topic. I feel like I'm confident enough to speak on it. Plus, it's my birthday month and it's the month of love, so I just feel like pouring that into y'all. Sorry for the harsh lighting, y'all. It is very cloudy. It's been very rainy and gloomy where I'm at, so there's no natural light, so I'm very sorry. So if y'all find value from this video, make sure that y'all leave a like or a comment down below. It really helps me out to see that y'all are happy with the content, and it helps support my channel. So please support your girl and do me a favor, okay? So how to actually date yourself. Dating yourself and having that relationship with yourself is important because when you date yourself, you get a lot of self-discovery and a lot of healing, which is the main reason why people even get to know themselves in the first place. You also get a lot of more confidence in asking for what it is that you want out of your life. And the third one is that you won't be easily impressed by what the world has to offer, okay? Because everything that glitters in the world is not gold, okay? First one being that you have to get to know yourself and go on that self-discovery journey and the journey to healing. This one is important because when you go on that self-discovery journey and that journey to healing, you get to start finding out things that you never knew about yourself, going into your past traumas and trying to break those cycles. You start learning what it is that you like about yourself, and some ways that you can do that is starting to ask yourself those questions that you would be asking somebody else when you're getting to know them. For example, like if you're on a date, you should be asking yourself the questions that you would ask somebody else. You shouldn't be asking or answering these questions for yourself when you're across the table from a man. You need to know these things before you go into any types of relationships, careers, anything that you have going on in your life. You need to know these things. So you can ask yourself, like, what was the relationships like in your life? With your mom, with your dad, with your family? What was the friendships like in your life? How did that make an impact on you? What's your 5-year plan? What do you hope to achieve in life? What's your intention? What do you intend to get out of this relationship with yourself? Just like you would ask a man, like, what's your intentions with me? You need to have that intention for yourself, or at least try to set one. For me, my intention was to actually truly love myself for who I am on the inside. Not for what I can do, not for who I can serve, not for who I can please. Who I actually am as a person and everything that I come with. All of my flaws, all of the good things about me, who I am, all my little quirks, everything about me. I truly wanted to love myself. I need to know that I am worthy of love. I need to know that I am worthy of getting to know. I need to know that I am worthy of what it is that I want in my life. That way, you won't be looking to other people to try to tell you that you're deserving. You need to believe that for yourself. So back to some more other questions. You can ask yourself, what's your love language? What's your top 2 love languages? What are some areas of your life that you can improve on? And really be realistic and really get real with yourself, because it actually matters. You would expect a man to be honest with you if you was to ask him those questions, so you need to be honest with yourself. If you can't be accountable and you can't be honest with yourself, you can't expect anybody else to do so, because you don't even know how. I'm not saying this to like be rude or anything, but being honest about where you are not the best at, that's the whole part of the healing journey. That's the whole part of getting to know yourself and improving in your life. You can also ask yourself, like, what are you looking for in a partner? And what kind of partner do you want to be? What kind of relationship do you want to have with somebody else? I know some of these are kind of like dating questions, but I just say this because since you're in a relationship with yourself and you're dating yourself and getting to know you, you should know these things. Like I said before, a man asking you these questions should not be the first time that you're even thinking about it. You're on the date and thinking, I don't know, that's a good question. I haven't thought about it. That's not what we should be doing. We should already know our answers to these questions before we're even asked. And we're not doing this for a man. We're not doing this to be able to answer the question when somebody asks us. We're doing it so we're aware of it. We have to be self-aware in our own right before we can even try to bring anything to anybody else's life, okay? Number 2 is where you're being confident enough to know and ask for what it is that you want in your life. This can apply to any area of life. It's not just dating, okay? Say that a job is paying like $150,000 a year, right? You know that I've done the work to get here. I've done the work to deserve a $100,000 $150,000 paying job. So when I go into this, I know that I'm gonna do my very, very best in getting what I want, because I know that I deserve that. Even when I'm in the job, if I know that my work is kind of being overlooked, I'm not afraid to ask for what it is that I want. I feel like I deserve a promotion. I do this, I add this to the team, I bring value in this area, so I feel like I should get X, Y, and Z. That's just a random example, but it can apply to anything in your life. We have to be the standard for what it is that we want in our life, okay? If we say we want healthy friendships and healthy men in our lives, and we want certain types of jobs and benefits in our life, we have to make sure that we're meeting that standard. We can't say that we want a healthy relationship and all of this stuff, but we're not practicing that for ourselves. Same thing with like friendships. You can't say, oh, I need a friend that's really down for me. I need a friend that's gonna be honest with me and be accountable, and we're able to work through our issues. But every time somebody brings an issue to you, you don't want to work through it. You want to avoid accountability. We cannot do that. In any aspect of our life, whatever we want, we have to make sure that we're meeting that standard. And it's not to say that we should be perfect, because we're not perfect and we're not always going to get exactly everything that we want. But as long as we're doing the work to at least meet people where they are and not expect people to lower their expectations and their standards for us, just like you wouldn't want to do for somebody else, that's all that matters. This matters because when the people come along and they're trying to be in your business and they try to humble you and say, how are you going to say you deserve this and that, you don't deserve X, Y, and Z, they can't discredit what you think. They can't discredit what you know that you want and what you know that you deserve, because you've been putting in the work to meet that standard yourself. And when people also see that you are putting in the work to be what it is that you want out of your life, they respect you so much more for that, because they at least know that you are real, you are trying, and you are actually putting in the work for somebody that wants what they say they wanted out of their life, okay? Lastly, you won't be easily impressed by what the world has to offer. With social media, there's so many stories, there's so much stuff that's just thrown in your face that you feel like you have to live up to, or you feel like you have to have, and no, honestly, no. For example, I see so many stories on TikTok from women saying that never had these experiences from men. So whenever a man came along and started doing X, Y, and Z for them, they just fell over the hill in love with these people. And those people turned out to be scammers. Those people turned out to be abusive. People that just were not good for them overall. And it's just so sad to see. You really have to vet these people properly, okay? You can't be impressed by somebody who comes along throwing money at you, taking you on extravagant dates, or just saying whatever they think you want to hear. No, you cannot fall for that, okay? And this kind of ties back into the first point of going on that self-discovery journey and really knowing yourself, choosing to invest in yourself and invest into the things that will bring benefits in your life. When you are the type of person, you invest into yourself all the time in all aspects of your life. When men come along, they already can see that you're not that type of woman to go for the games, okay? When a man can come along, or just anybody, because it's not only men that do this, it can be friends, it can be family, it can be anybody, right? When people can come along and see that you're able to be easily taken advantage of, whether that's because they see that you don't take care of yourself, you don't really have much going on for you, you don't have a lot to lose, or that you're not used to certain experiences or feeling appreciated and desired and loved by people. When people can come along and sniff those things out on you, that is leverage for them to be able to take advantage of you. And because you don't date yourself, because you don't go out on your own, because you don't take care of yourself, when a man comes along, when friends come along, they can see that and they'll be like, well, I'm just gonna tell her whatever I think she wants to hear. I'm just gonna throw a couple dollars at her. I'm gonna take her to a couple nice places. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and she's gonna go for it because she doesn't know what it's like to have it. She's the type of person that doesn't do it for herself. She's able to be taken advantage of. And then a year later, 5 years later, 10 years later, you're on TikTok making stories just like everybody else. That's not to say that people don't live and learn, because I've been there myself. But again, we don't have to go through these things to learn it, okay? We can learn from other people. It really shouldn't take more than one time. We have too much information in the world. Podcasts, we have therapists online, we have stories from other women, we have documentaries, we have studies. We have too much information for it to be an excuse to keep falling advantage to these people's games. And it's not just men, it's everybody. We have too much information for us to keep being victims in this area, when all we have to do is make the choice to keep investing into ourselves and choosing ourselves and doing for ourselves. Like I said, everything that glitters isn't gold. People can bring an illusion of love to you and you accept that as love. But if you know yourself, you know what true love is. is. If you are healing, you know what true love is. When you're investing into your career and your mindset, what people try to tell you should think like, you know that that's not true because you know yourself. You don't need any other people to really do anything for you. And this is not to say that you're an independent woman and you don't need a man, because me personally, that's not how I think over here. I don't think that we don't need men. Men need women just as much as women need men. We're human beings. We're meant to have connections in our life, whether that's with men or women. We're meant to have community. We're not meant to be doing everything on our own. But that doesn't mean that you should rely on other people to give all of these things to you. With guys, every guy that approaches you is not a guy that's worthy of your time. I'm just saying, every guy that approaches you is not worthy of your time. Yeah, you get attention, but is attention all that you need? Is attention all that you want? Attention is fleeting. That's validation. But who do you need that'll actually add to your life? Just like you're adding into yourself and you're adding into your life, and even though you can do it on your own, we should be looking for people that add to us. Looking for people that can pour into us just like we can do for them. This is kind of off topic, but it's kind of one and the same. But you won't be easily impressed by what other people have to offer you, because everything that's offered to you is not for you, and everything that glitters is just not gold. I went off on a little tangent, but I hope that makes sense. So number one in dating yourself is you can incorporate the 5 love languages into your own life, okay? So the 5 love languages are quality time, acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, and gift giving. So showing yourself the physical aspect of love can be your self-care. That's in creating you a beauty routine, creating you a self-care routine. You know, when you get out the shower, putting your lotion on, putting your perfume on, going to get your nails done, making sure your hair is done, doing your makeup, putting on your accessories, making sure that you are feeling confident in the best that you can feel. That is your physical self-love that you can do for yourself. Instead of relying on somebody to fill that void of physical intimacy with you, you can do it for yourself by catering to who you are, catering to your physical needs. Physical needs doesn't always have to be intimate and sexual. It can just be in taking care of your body, making sure that you're healthy, making sure that you're working out, making sure that you're drinking water and you're getting your nutrients in, making sure that you're doing all of these things can be your physical self-love for yourself. Number 2 can be quality time, and that would be solo dates. Take yourself out on a solo date. If you haven't been on a solo date before, I would recommend going to the movies first, because the movies is very low pressure. Everybody is there for the same reason. You don't really have to interact with many people. You can get you a couple snacks, grab you a drink, and watch whatever movie of your choice, and nobody's really gonna think anything of it. People do it all the time, and that was one of the first things that I did because of the fact that it was low pressure, and it really is just a nice experience just to get out. And it might feel kind of weird because, you know, you've never done it before and you're gonna be overthinking, thinking like, what if people think this about me? Let me tell you, it's the same thing as if you were a beginner content creator. Like, for example, when I first started my channel out, I was doing like vlogs and stuff, and I was so afraid to record in public because I was thinking like, what if these people think that I'm a loner? Like, what if these people think that I'm crazy or I'm weird for holding the camera up? Most of the time people don't care. I'm telling you, they do not care. Everybody is in their own lives. Everybody has their own problems and issues to worry about, okay? And even if somebody is curious, or even if somebody does have a negative thought, most people are gonna come up to you and ask you a question like, oh, what are you doing? What's your channel? Oh, good luck to you. Or if they're judging you, they're just gonna look at you for a couple seconds and then they're gonna go on about their business. But nobody is caring about you as much as you think that they are. Same thing with going out to eat. I used to always think that people are gonna think I'm weird because I'm here by myself eating, but most of the time people don't care. People don't even talk to me. So I'm always living in my own world. I'm always having a good time when I'm out to eat. But basically, going out by yourself anywhere will be the best amount of quality time that you can spend with yourself. And in that quality time, you're gonna be asking yourself questions that I was talking about in the beginning. So when you go out to dinner, get you a journal and journal off some questions. You don't have to go to a high pressure area like a really 5-star restaurant or anything, but like you can just go to somewhere that you normally go. You can go to the mall, you can go to the movies, you can go roller skating. I've done everything. Well, not everything, but I've done a lot of stuff, and I'll put some pictures and videos and stuff up on the screen of some stuff that I've done or foods that I've eaten, just to show you that you are able to do it yourself too. It's nothing to be afraid of, I promise you. And once you start doing it, you will build more confidence to do even bigger things. Like for me, I feel like I've done all the small little things that I've loved to do so much already that now I'm going to be going to my first concert in April, y'all. Ask me in the comments who I'm going to see and I'll reply to you. And no, I have never been in a concert setting before, and I don't really know how it's gonna go, but I trust myself enough that I'll be able to handle it. So it's just the little things like that in our life by spending time with ourselves and getting to know what we like. And when you go on those solo dates, whether it's for ice cream or whether it's going roller skating or skydiving, whatever you like to do, like I said, when a man comes along, you won't be easily impressed by that because it's like you're not doing it for the first time. Yes, it's fun to experience it with somebody else new and that'll be y'all's memory together, but it's not your first time doing it and they see it as a way to take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? Really just spend that quality time with yourself. You won't regret it. I promise you won't. Next is words of affirmation. This can be in two different ways. So words of affirmation can be you speaking positive over your life. I will be X, Y, and Z in my life. I will accomplish X, Y, and Z in my life. I will be who it is that I want to be. I will overcome these obstacles in my life. Things like that, being positive and really believing that you will be what you want to be in your life. But it also can be speaking life into yourself. Like, I am beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm deserving, I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm all of the things, right? And it's very important because when you don't believe it. I remember maybe a year ago now, I made a video about telling yourself that you are beautiful and that you are worthy and you're deserving, even if you don't believe it. Let me tell y'all, for so long, y'all, I grew up thinking I was just so unattractive. If I'm being real, it's a struggle that a lot of people can relate to. We're all unattractive to somebody and then we're attracted to some people. But like I said in all my other videos, what you think of yourself is what matters the most, right? But maybe a year and a half ago, I really started to get into affirmations and really telling myself, like, it's not in a typical sense of like being in the mirror and being like, you are beautiful, you are deserving, you are loving. You can do that if you want. But for me, it was just those little glimpses of life where I was really enjoying myself, or I was really feeling the fit, or really feeling how I did my hair that day, you know, just the little things like that. And I would point that out, like, oh, you look cute right now. I like the jeans, I like how they fit, I like the earrings, I like the hair, like the little stuff like that. And it really built my confidence over time because I really did not believe it at the time, but I still did it anyway. Same with my YouTube channel. Use that as another example. When I first started my YouTube, I didn't believe that I was gonna be at 1,000 subscribers, but I still did it anyway, and here I am, right? It's the same thing. You really have to believe in yourself, even when you don't. You really have to speak life into yourself, even when you don't. Even when you don't really believe that it could be possible for you. Even when you don't feel like it's possible to feel that way about your life. Another way you can use words of affirmation or whatever is really envisioning what the woman you want to be in your life looks like. What does she do? What does she wear? How does she talk? How does she carry herself? And make it fun. It doesn't always have to be super dark and emotional, but even though that's part of it, but you can make yourself a vision board, because I know that y'all made a vision board. I have one. I have my Pinterest boards of who I want to be and what types of routines and things I want to incorporate into my life. We all have that. So make it fun for yourself. Put the pictures together. Put the words on the board that are affirming to who you are and who you want to eventually be. If you don't believe that about yourself right now, make it fun. Next is acts of service. This can be stuff like learning a new skill, getting a new hobby, creating systems in your life that actually work, celebrating the small wins in your life, because those small wins, I promise you, y'all, whenever y'all are going through a hard time, just reflecting on the little stuff that you did and comparing it to like where you were a few months ago and a few years ago really matters and will really keep you going throughout hard times when you feel like everything in your life is not coming together. I remember I was in a really dark spot last year. I really got out my journal and I wrote down every little small thing that people don't see that I did and I overcame behind closed doors that really helped me keep going in my life. Because sometimes we lose focus. We don't see the big picture, so we're like, oh, I'm a failure. Oh, I'm not doing anything with my life. Oh, I'm not that girl. But really, you've done 1,000 little small things that have added up to you being the person that you are right now. We can't forget that. We really have to celebrate ourselves, because in 2025, we can't wait on our family, our friends, or our boyfriends to do it. We can't wait on nobody else to celebrate us. We can't wait on nobody else to lift us up. We can't wait on nobody to help us invest in ourselves and learn new things. We can't do that. We have to do it for ourselves. You're the only person that can save you. So use this as an act of service to yourself. Show that love by doing something for you. Actually being and embodying who you want to be. Use that as your fuel. And lastly, gift giving, of course. Gift giving can be stuff like, of course, solo dates, giving yourself a little treat whenever you did something great. It could be something small. It could be the gift of time to relax, because relaxing is kind of a luxury, but it's also a need. But giving yourself that time to just relax and do nothing. Take it from me, even when I'm not doing anything or even when I'm not creating, I find it hard to rest. So sometimes I have to really let go and be like, you know what? You've done everything that you can do. It's time for you to relax now. Give yourself the time to enjoy your pastimes, the little things that you like to do, like watching movies, watching YouTube videos, or doing a hobby. Like, give yourself that time. The gift of time is very valuable, but it's very, very hard to come by. And if you don't make time for yourself, who else is gonna make time for you? Just like I said in the beginning, when you find somebody going over and beyond for you, making time for you that you've never made for yourself, of course you're gonna easily fall for that because you're not used to it. Treat yourself. Go get the bag that you wanted to get. You just completed X, Y, and Z, and that was a really big milestone. Nobody else is gonna celebrate you. You just got your degree. Go on that trip that you wanted to go on because nobody else is gonna send you on that trip. You know, it's just the little things like that. It's just the everyday, mundane little things that we think that don't matter. It's the same thing as like whenever your power goes out during a storm. It's like you're wishing that you had that power, but it's something that you take for granted because you're used to it and you get comfortable with it. You know what I mean? So just use this as a template to really get to know yourself and incorporate all 5 of these love languages into your own life. Now, if you're really tapped in and you really pay attention, I want y'all to comment what you think one of my love languages is. Now, when it comes to going on solo dates, if you're really afraid of going out and getting too much attention, dress cute but casual. Just dress yourself down but cute enough to be like, okay, I'm going out for lunch or I'm going out for dinner real quick. Now, when you're on your solo date, if you want to feel fancy, like I be feeling fancy, order yourself a mocktail because other people can't tell that you're not drinking. And it'll be really, really cute and really fun, really girly, you know. You don't have to be 21 to buy yourself a mocktail, okay? Just make sure that it actually has 0 alcohol because some mocktails have little alcohol, but then there's some that have 0. So just make sure that you're cognizant of that. And if you're the type of person that you feel like you're not really ready to go to a restaurant setting or anything like that, just go to little places in your city that you usually go to and eat inside. For example, I really love Jason's Deli, okay? So usually I'll just go to Jason's Deli, I'll pick up my food and I'll go home. But sometimes I'll sit inside and I'll eat my food. I don't necessarily have to talk to anybody, but I'm still putting myself out there because I'm letting people know that I'm available to talk to if you want to be friends, you know, like I'm available to spark up a conversation, but that's not my intention. The intention is just to spend time with myself and to get outside of the house because that's the problem. The reason we don't have friends, y'all, the reason why we only connect with people online is because we don't go outside. We don't go outside. Go outside because I be looking for y'all. I don't see y'all. Where y'all at? I be going out to the mall. I be going everywhere and I'm like, where's the people that's my age? I'm 20 years old, but I don't see nobody. I only see 35-year-olds. I only see 40-year-olds. I only see old people. Where are the young kids at? Where they at? Y'all in the house, on TikTok. Come outside. There's nothing for us inside of those 4 walls. I'm telling you, every time I go outside, and I don't go to clubs or anything like that, but when I just go to the mall or in a new area, or I go to a new restaurant in a different area, I feel so alive. Just looking at the skyline, looking at the cars, just feeling the breeze with the windows down. You know, I just feel so alive when I'm outside of my room. It ain't nothing but darkness and depression and sadness and all these bills and all these kids inside of your room. It ain't nothing inside of that room. So please come outside for the sake of yourself and for the sake of us. We want friends. We want community. Come outside, okay? It's nothing to be afraid of. If you're adventurous like me and you like going to different cities and stuff, you don't necessarily have to go to something you've never been to before. That's what I like to do. I like to go to a new mall and a new restaurant in every city. You can still go to the same places, just in a different city. If you're the type of person you like to go to Chili's a lot, go to a Chili's that's not in your city. Go to a Chili's that's 20 minutes away. Go to a Chili's that's an hour away. Go to the mall that's 30 minutes away. Go to the mall that you've never been to before. It's the little stuff like that. Just switching it up, switching your routine up. It's just elevating in every aspect of your life. And we do these things for ourselves because we want to show ourselves that we really love and appreciate ourselves. We're not here for a long time, y'all. We're here for a short time. So we have to really make the best of our lives and the best of the relationships with ourselves as much as we can. It really devastated me seeing the crashes that's been happening. I've been tore up about that. And it just makes me think about like, that could be us. At any time. We could go at any time. And I don't want to leave this earth unhappy. I don't want to leave this earth without any experiences. I don't want to leave this earth without ever becoming the person that I've wanted to be my whole life. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to leave like that. So it really matters to me, and I'm really emotional and like passionate about it because I don't want that to be you either. I don't want that to be us. Like, I want us to be able to live life the way we want to. not I'm about to cry. I'm not gonna cry, but I want you to love yourself, because nobody else is gonna love you like you are gonna love you, and nobody else is gonna date you like you were gonna date you. In that relationship with yourself and healing and getting to know you really matters, and it's so important. And when you get to know yourself, you'll be somebody that can inspire somebody else one day. Just like me, I didn't think I was ever gonna be on here making videos and inspiring somebody else, but y'all told me my videos are inspiring. And because I've done that work and I've gotten to know myself and know what I like to talk about, know what I like to do, I'm able to provide that for you. So I hope that you got some value from this video. Y'all almost got me crying up here. I don't be doing all that, okay? I hope that you got some value from this video, and I hope that you liked it. And if you did, please leave a like or a comment down below. Make sure that y'all comment what you think my love language is. Follow me on Instagram right here below the screen. And again, thank y'all so much to each one of y'all that have subscribed to my channel and who has been here from the beginning. Thank y'all for always supporting me. I love y'all so much for that, and I appreciate y'all for watching the video to this point. And if you did, I really love you, and I really appreciate you for that. Make sure that y'all are safe and responsible, and have a happy Valentine's Day. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in my next video.